Now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Woo! Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in...
Hello and welcome along to episode 107 of the Squared Circle Relics Podcast. I'm your lead host this time round, and as always, joined by CMC and the Prez. Boys, how you doing? Are you doing all right?
Hello. Seems like ages since we last did a podcast together. All of 10 minutes.
Time
last
flies.
week.
Yeah, a week ago, yeah. Are you boys keeping well this Sunday evening?
Very well. It's hot.
Sweaty.
Yeah, it's very sweaty.
And it's going to end. We're going to be in this forever.
It's quite
We
funny.
say Christmas.
I went on holiday to cool down.
Yeah, same. It was
you know,
like 10 degrees cooler.
Wednesday's going to suck, man. It's like 33 degrees on Wednesday.
Oh,
I'm not looking forward
Yeah,
to
all
it.
good.
drop.
But hey, all good. We're here today and we're here to have a bit of fun.
We are. So, yeah, before we get into our episode this time around, so these in-between episodes, we are recording weekly now. These in-between episodes will always be a special topic, or there'll be a set review, or there'll be spinning the wheel, or something different in between. So let's go into the Patreon side of things. So if you do want to be a patron and you want to get the benefit of these weekly shows but not wanting to wait weekly, you can do this in many ways. You can join our lower tier. £4 a month gets you in the door. You get access to all our shows, our bonus shows, and they go up as soon as we record them. So we're recording back-to-back shows. You will get them, they go up at the same time. You'll have 2 shows in one go. If you do join the free tier, you will get access to all the shows, but you will get it as the free feed normally does. So you'll get them weekly as they come through. But again, you will have all the extra shows we do there. But if you do want to do our top tier, we have that available as well. Gets you all the benefits of the lower tier. However, you do get our physical cards. They will be going out every quarter pretty much. The ones for July, as we said on the last show, have gone out. So if you haven't received them by now, let us know on Patreon or just message any of us and we'll see what's going on with those. But nonetheless, we are going to be putting a poll very shortly for the next quarter so you can vote on which promotion and which cards you want to see. So please think about supporting the podcast. It all helps our running costs. And again, we'll always try and give you as much content as we can to make that little bit of money well worthwhile. So let's go into this episode 107. And we are going to do a deep dive review into Topps 90s decade. So this is the set which we had here in the UK. Just dropped a couple of weeks ago. Also available across other kind of markets in Europe as well. So we'll get into the set in a bit more detail, break down the parallels, kind of the set itself. Also talk about some of the pros and cons of the set as we go through. But I guess, boys, initially, what's your thoughts on it? So it's £120 per box originally. You had 36 cards per box, which came in 6 packs, and you were guaranteed 1 auto and 3 numbered. We kind of saw them released fairly quickly in the evening here in the UK. What's your thoughts kind of on the ordering process and not actually this set being only available to Europeans in the first place? What's your thoughts?
Me and Chris both looking at each other going, go on, Chris.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I love the idea of it. I just think the execution has been poor at best. Yeah, such a good idea, but yeah, for me, I mean, I've opened 3 boxes of it and I'm not that impressed. Many reasons, which I'm sure we'll cover throughout. The main one being the configuration of the packs. It just, yeah, getting lots of the same cards, getting doubles, so you get one card and then behind it is the exact same card. Shit like that just shouldn't be happening. The auto checklist is really tough because I do like 90% of the autos on it, but then when you actually look at a case breakdown and you're seeing what's coming out of a case, you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Does that make sense to you guys? It's just been, yeah, a real letdown is what I would say. I don't think that it should just be released in the UK. I think these sorts of things, I think everything should just come out in like all countries. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, less than impressed. Dave.
Yeah, I kind of echo what you're saying there. I think the designs are a massive letdown on it. I don't think a lot of the designs are up to the scratch of what we kind of expect from Topps products. I just harp on about how good the designs were on Panini compared to what we're getting with this kind of thing. It felt like a throwback of some of the worst cards imaginable that we could have got from Topps back then. And they've gone, you know what? Yeah. We're going to make it look shit.
Do you remember that shit we used to do?
As a retro to how shit it used to be, and people are going to love it because it's retro shit. And it just didn't really work, I don't think. It's very confusing as well with the amount of within the base. There's lots of different sets within the base, and then we've seen that in like Chronicles and stuff like that. And it came very confusing at times of like, what the hell is this? Why have they put these people all in these kind of? It made no sense. The autographs didn't make much sense either. It seemed I struggled with it, to be honest. I think because a lot of the designs are very dark, very like there's a lot of black to it. And even though I didn't see many quality control issues on the cards, they just look like they're all fucking knackered because they've all got this design that looks like the card is fucked anyway. I don't know. It's obviously not for me. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would have loved it. And good on you for it if you did. I'm glad I didn't buy any boxes of it. I have done a couple of breaks, and that's me done on the product. I do get it. Like, there was some big chases. The Kane and the Undertaker duel is a massive chase in the set. The autograph, probably one of the chases of the year. So that's a big card. Do I care? I like the fact that we did get a British set because we have had British sets before, and I think we're owed something. But yet again, it made no odds to me personally. It sold out within a minute. So it's like it would have it sold out the exact same time any product would have anyway on Topps. So regardless of the price point, the availability
didn't help being just in the UK.
Well, and all the Americans bought it anyway through God knows what avenues they have. So it made no difference to me at the end of the day. It didn't feel like a British set because they're breaking it everywhere anyway. Yeah. All the Americans are pissed off, like, oh, well, we didn't get it over here. Yeah, but like the amount that's been shipped over to the US.
Yeah, 50 box breaks.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to think of some really good redemption arcs for it, and I'm really struggling because I want it to succeed. I want them to obviously do more British sets if we can, because I like the fact that we get our own products occasionally, and I think it does make them a bit more special and gives us a bit more leverage over the Yanks about it and stuff like that. But I'm really struggling to say anything really good about the product other than at least we got some product in the interim of royalty and whatever the next product's going to be. It filled a hole, I suppose. It's all on Whatnot still, like all of the breaks that are going on. It's all round decades. It's all selling, I suppose. We can talk about the configuration of the boxes. I think it's been terrible as well. But this is all Topps products at the minute. If 2 or 3 spots, i.e. wrestlers in this case, hit in a case, you'll get 3-4 cards of them. I was in a case break the other day, and Paul Lee hit 6-7 numbered cards in a case. Like, the fuck? Like, that shouldn't happen, but it does in Topps products. when we do our purchases, I have something very similar that I will talk about. But I'm over to
I shouldn't open 3 boxes and get 5 of the same base cards. Do you know what I mean? That not only did that happen once, that happened like 3 or 4 times. I got like 5 of one, 4 of another guy, 3 of another guy.
You know the animated one, the one with like the figure on it.
So 3 boxes, I didn't get any of them. Yeah.
You know, like I've seen boxes and boxes and boxes with none in them, and then I see a box with about 20 in them.
6, yeah.
And I'm like,
3, 6.
What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. So
weird.
Yeah, I think it was a very strange product. I think I think it will evaporate as soon as the next product comes out, and it will be a thing of the past. That I'm not sure people. I think Jamie's the kind of person, and no offense, Jamie, but I think Jamie's the kind of person who will look upon this fondly in the future because you like your legends more than anyone else. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of love for the older sets and retro sets and etc. So
well, I think as well, it always helps when you open boxes and you pull good stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's always gonna leave a good thought in your mind about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for that though, I think for me, I'd always like something a little bit different, and I guess that's kind of what I like. I can only relate this set to Superstars. Like that set had the same kind of feel to this, lots of random stuff, and I just like things that are a little bit different and a lot more colour in them. I completely agree. I think there is actually, when we saw this set first announced, I think there was such high hopes for the set when it landed, and also kind of what we could see on there. But actually, when you then get the set in hand and you go through the checklist and you kind of figure out, well, why the fuck is person A in there, or why is person B, and then you work out actually, to have a near 180 card set with 90s people is quite a tall order when you could have to take a lot of people out the set, but also some people didn't feature in kind of the bits that they're involved with. So I do feel like maybe if they made the checklist a little bit smaller and kind of had maybe just big names in it rather than doing it so wide, I think maybe we would have had a different perspective.
Or even if you keep it as it is, but if these are the types of autos that are coming out of it, give 2 autos per box, and then I don't think anyone complains. Even if you get 2 jabronis, at least you're like, well, you know.
Yeah, even if you get rid of them for £20-30 each, like you're still going to get half your box back, aren't you? Ultimately, but I think the ordering process. I think we've seen this a few times now that it's flawed doing it the way it does on Topps' website. You've got to be so quick or lucky to get in there very quick. Like I say, 20 seconds, it's gone. It's insane. But equally, then when you do see people getting 50 boxes or 100 boxes and like loads, you think, Jesus, like I know obviously they get supply, but you do wonder. You think that's insane, really, when we're limited to 3 per person. You know, it's a little bit frustrating when you do see that side. But yeah. We'll, as we go through the whole set, we'll kind of do a bit more breakdown on kind of the things we mentioned there about config and obviously the actual set itself. But I think initially we weren't sure when this was shipping. So when it was listed, when it originally went up, it said 28 days after it concluded. So it would have been the end of July, end of June would have been the sort of the set out date as such. As we alluded to on the last episode, and we know that Dave spoke to Topps before about shipping dates and how the WrestleMania Vegas set was not on demand, but it was print on demand and kind of their logic behind things. Had the same conversation with them about a ship date on this. They were saying that it was only in production now. It would only definitely ship earliest would be 6th of August. And then that afternoon, everyone was getting shipping dispatches. So
whereas when I was in Fanatics the other week, I asked in there, and the guy said definitely within a month, which it definitely was. It was like 2 weeks later. So it's strange how they kind of also knew. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they'd just been given like it's going to come out within a month. That's the impression I got anyway.
I just don't know these like live chat guys on there. They just have no idea. They're just giving you like lip service just to fuck you off the live chat. Like they have no interest in. And again, we'll talk a bit more on that. But yeah, ultimately, the dates they had did not correlate at all to what was really happening in the background there. So did ship really pretty much just under a month from it actually being available for order. which is quite quick turnaround. So this maybe does give a bit more weight that this actually was limited stock, and there doesn't seem to be another batch of stuff that, like we saw with the WrestleMania set, where there was multiple waves. But again, we haven't seen a wide range of hits yet. Lots of one-on-one bases coming out just in general. But yeah, when it comes to autos, they seem to be trickling through a little bit slower, but we'll see over the next few weeks. But the set itself has most of the parallels available. So your actual base, you have things from a 50 gold, 25 orange, 10 black, 5 reds, and the foil fractals, one-on-ones. And the autos, we have a little bit more extra on there. So we have those normal parallels. We also have the options to 75 purples and the 99 to greens. Topps' official checklist does say that the number of auto subjects may vary and are not guaranteed in every parallel. So it does make you wonder if some of these autos are rarer than others, which again, without them disclosing that, and again, that's something we picked up the Topps in the meantime, and we'll discuss later on. It kind of does make you wonder what is available out there. But let's just go on to those parallels first of all. Autos, is this sticker dump?
Sorry, just the normal parallels, you do get into the 75 and to 99 as well.
Nice, okay, fine. I'll double check in that case. So on their official checklist, they didn't.
Sent me one. You sent me a Farouk to 75, bro.
Oh yeah, of course I did, a purple. Well, that's their checklist in that case, and yeah, you're right. Sorry, yeah. So yeah,
continue,
ignore that
sorry.
then. So no, that's fine. Ignore what I said then. In that case, there's parallels in 75s and 99s as well. But yeah, ultimately, the stickers and autos, do we think this is a sticker dump? Do you think they had a load left over? Is this things that they've had newly signed? What's your thoughts on this? What's the background behind doing it?
Well, we will never know because Topps doesn't talk to anyone.
They don't tell us. They just paid all the cheapy guys.
Yeah, I'd imagine that. I mean, as I say, the idea is there. Let's make a legendary set. And they probably had a load of autos. It's interesting because they haven't had. When you talk about sticker dumps, you think about a company that's had the license for years and has built up and accumulated loads. So,
or are they from?
Well,
yeah,
that's
but
the
are
thing,
they from like 10 years ago?
I doubt it. I think they're probably reasonably newish, but they've only had it for the last couple of years. It just feels weird it being a sticker dump so early on in their life cycle. I think the idea was there, and the idea was just not executed well. And I think the one thing I didn't talk about on this is at the start of this, which we should have really talked about, was the fact that the checklist of people who are on it is good, but there's far too many missing names throughout the decade of the 90s, like the Hardys, like Edge and Christian, like Sting. And I know a lot of these are AEW or around AEW or now in TNA or whatever, but there's too many people that are missing from specifically the Attitude Era. Yeah. It's great. For me personally, there's a lot of good names from the early 90s, that's kind of I kind of gave it up around 93-ish and then jumped back on again in the 2000s. I completely missed the Attitude Era, really. I mean, I still watched a bit of it, but I generally missed a lot of it because I was at university, not watching Sky, just watching the pay-per-views, really. But I really do feel like I missed a lot of that, and I do have an appreciation of who should be on that list because of that era, and they're just not there. Mick Foley.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones missing, I think.
And then from the early 90s, obviously...
Ric Flair.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there that are still missing. So I think they did as good as they could have done with the tools that they had. But was it needed? Was it required? I don't know. It's the answer. Are we glad that it exists? Yes. Are you, Chris? You're not happy that you bought 3 boxes of it and didn't really hit much out of it, right?
I wouldn't say that I didn't hit much. I've made all full disclosure, I've made the price of 1 box back in selling some of the base to Jamie.
That's right.
And to selling 1 card, which was a to 10 of Razor Ramon. So I've done all right, but yeah, to me it just seems like almost like a cash grab in terms of like, you put these names in there that you think, oh, well, you know, she's going to be Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Bret Hart, blah, 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 Stone Cold, The Rock, whatever. But then in reality, I would say 95% of the autos are just jabronis. Like, so one of the autos I got, Leilani Kai, which I did look this up. She was wrestling in WCW a lot in the 90s, but for me, she's someone who I don't know why, but I just associate with the 80s.
Yeah, me too.
And I've seen her quite a lot in this set, and I just think it's a bit of a cash grab. I feel misled. I'll say that from when we, ordered it to actually getting it, I feel misled.
Yeah,
There's
I
one
think
like
that's
Tito Santana.
And he's wearing the fucking El Matador gear. Side as El Matador.
I saw Tito Santana fight in 1991.
Yeah.
As El Matador.
Yeah.
At the NEC, but I don't think of him as being a 90s superstar. You know what I mean? Like,
Same,
and especially he's in your house.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to get onto that because there's plenty of that shit going on.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I think that's exactly. I think the people we've got, and you mentioned there, Bossy, that the emissions, like your Ric Flairs and your Hardys. I don't think that's. I know it comes down to legend deals and stuff, but we still have Billy Gunn in sets. We have the TNA Hardys relation. Like, the Hardys have just appeared in the new 2K game as DLC. Like, these things are possible to have those things in place. So with a little bit more work, like, you can do these things. I mean, Christ, someone like Hogan has had individual deals with all these different car companies and still has to this day, So it isn't out of the realms of possibility of trying to do those sorts of things. I think Edge and Christian are going to be obviously a little bit harder, but I think some of the legends definitely you can try and do something. It's quite strange as well, like guys who have been historically signed and haven't appeared in the set, like Ricky the Dragon. Like, he's been in a lot of stuff and he's in the set, and you would thought that if these are old stickers or new, they would still have been floating around as such.
Papa Shango, like, I know he is in the set to a degree, but like, why have Kama Mustafa, who like no one liked, let's be honest, no one gave a shit about, and that's why he changed in when he went into the Nation of Domination. Why are we getting that as an auto? Just do a Papa Shango or a Godfather auto.
Yeah,
there's these little details that they seem small, but then when you add in all of this up, it's a shit show, in my opinion.
I mean, and let's go through that base set then. So we mentioned obviously the emission. So just kind of go through the theme of what we've got here. So the first 10 cards we have in the set are all called Enter the War Zone. So what's the first, without looking at the cards, what's the first thing that comes into your head about what you think each of these would be? And then let's go through what we actually did get. So Enter the War Zone, what would you expect first of all?
DX. I think you can get away with Bret Hart. I think he was there at the start when they changed it to Warzone. Mankind, Stone Cold. Yeah, DX were there. Shawn Michaels, DX. Not what we actually got.
No, I'm exactly saying. I would say End of the Warzone are your late 90s, sort of new generation, late 90s kind of Warzone.
Anything 97 onwards, I would say.
Yeah.
97.
Likewise. But what we ultimately did end up having was Austin, Michaels, Hogan, Warrior, Undertaker, and then you get some latter guys. So Road Dogg, Kane, Bulldog, Ted DiBiase, and then you got Bret Hart. So
Ted DiBiase, Hogan, and there was one more. Warrior. They weren't Warzone guys, were they?
100%. So yeah, that just kind of goes through there. But also there's guys who you could have put in Warzone who would have fitted better in there than where they did fit. So yeah, so that's kind of on that side of that checklist. But design wise, is there anything you particularly liked about that part of the checklist, or the imagery with it, or?
Images are okay, but the design's shit.
The images are okay. The font, I think, is good. It goes with what Warzone, kind of used to look like. But yeah, I think the images chosen are okay, but the actual design of the card, not so great.
No, I think the image is chosen pretty cool. I think the only thing that makes me a bit sad as well, the backs, there's not much care given to the backs at all. It's literally bare bones, height, weight, hometown, and signature move, which, you'd have thought just even if it's like a particular match or something, or just something
What
basic.
did Billy say? No one looks at the back.
No, allegedly. I do. So yeah, that's what we had for Enter the Warzone. The next set is quite a large part of the base set, actually. So it goes all the way from number 11 up to 48. So really, it's called In Your House. So again, known when In Your House started in 1996, went right through to February of 99. That's kind of your period that you're looking at here. But then we go through that checklist once again, and we've got much of the same again. So we have your list of your kind of stalwarts within your house. So Dealer Brown, Jacqueline, Albert, Rikishi. So some quite cool names of people that you would expect. But then we start seeing Lenny Kai in there, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Greg the Hammer Valentine. You kind of see
Even
Brian
Rikishi. Like, he was not
later.
as Rikishi was he ever in your house.
No.
So, yeah.
And then, like you said, you've got Tita Santana appearing as Sherry Martel. I mean, most of these guys were gone before In Your House. So I don't know why you'd call it In Your House if you're still doing the same people that you did in Warzone. Just
I know
do the
why.
whole thing.
And
I know why, because no one who was working in Topps was born.
fucking watched it. This is it. But
Why not just have it as a base set? Just call it the 90s base set.
Yeah, then we can't make this argument. If you take off that little logo, we can't say shit. But or go through the Topps did it a few years ago with the die cuts they did, the house die cut. Yeah. Use images or use people from the pay-per-views. Do you know what I mean? That is not rocket science. It's really not.
But also, you had, I can't remember how many In Your Houses you had, but go through some of each In Your House, and like you said with that die cut set, but just pick some random people from those shows and just have them within it. It's again, you're not going to have 173 plus cards, but do you need 173 plus cards if you're doing just a highlight of In Your House necessarily? But the design again is very similar. So you do have that kind of portrait image in the middle, which is kind of an in-ring shot. You've got the graffiti In Your House in the top corner, and then you've got again the same kind of font at the bottom, and yet again on the back you've got exactly the same height, weight, hometown, and signature move. So not much to add to that on the In Your House side. I don't know, Dave, if you have anything else to add on the In Your House stuff, or same kind of
shit, isn't it?
Simple as, yeah.
It's not built for purpose, really. It's just, I say, this is why, if you think it's a cash grab, this is the kind of thing why it's a cash grab.
It's insulting.
Because
to actual fans.
Shoehorning stuff in for the sake of, we haven't got another subset for these people, just shoe them all in the same fucking thing. So, really bad. Terrible.
Not good. The next one we have come through, which I quite like the design of these. They do take up a smaller part of the set, so there's 11 of them in total. They're called Pioneers, so you kind of give kind of a half torso shot, and then you've got kind of a small image of that wrestler. Kind of like your bigger names as such within this one, but yeah. Sorry, Chris.
I'm not mad at this one, but the design doesn't match the card stock. Because the design of it looks kind of almost, you could almost argue high end. Mm-hmm. But because the card stock is so flimsy, it's like less than 35 point. It really when you actually get one in hand, you're like, this just, and for the whole set, it just feels like a base card of a cheap set. So, but I do like them.
And it does actually, you're quite right that if it was a chrome product in a chrome set, it would actually be a really nice design.
Black chrome card, that would look sick, yeah.
And I will note again, no one looks at the backs, but I do. We have a proper bio on the back of these, so they are spending a bit more time and quality on these as well. So, most of these are kind of like your breakthrough people and kind of the ones that they signify made the 90s. Again, there are some strange names as you go through that you wouldn't necessarily associate with the 90s as such. So Dusty Rhodes, for example, appears within this part of the set, which he isn't really a pioneer of the 90s. Terry Funk, I mean, again, not a pioneer of the 90s, more just a legend in general that happened to still be wrestling in the 90s.
Rowdy Roddy.
And then you have got true pioneers too. But yeah, bit of a strange people within the set. Nonetheless, you have 11 of them throughout the set as well. The next part of the set, we have Mercurial Talents, which is kind of people who change gimmick throughout their 90s career. Again, this is only a small part of the subsets of 61 to 69, so there's 8 in total. Something I just want to mention on this. So again, this is where people change names throughout. There were a lot of gimmicks back then, and most of these gimmicks aren't included with the people that go through, and the gimmicks that are included aren't necessarily the gimmicks they had. So yeah, a little bit strange. But yeah, any comments on this? We've got like Blackjack Bradshaw in here and Fatu and stuff.
The design of the card is horrible. It couldn't be any worse.
Yeah.
Penicillin yellow.
It's just shit. Yeah. It's a no from me.
Yeah, well, it's going to pick up at some point, guys.
It will. I mean, again, the only thing I will say is we've gone back to bog standard basic details on the back of those. And I will say a lot of the images we've seen on here are similar to ones we've seen before. I mean, that Rocky Maivia shot, how many effing times we've seen that Survivor Series shot of Rocky Maivia?
Well, look, this is it. So I collect The Rock, like cheapy cards of The Rock, I would say. But I've sold that one already because it's the same card we've had a million times. Every time you get Rocky Maivia in a set, it's that image.
Yeah.
And he looks like a chump.
The wording of it as well, Mercurial Talents, is
stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I will get into something I would like
good
to
stuff soon.
Yeah. We'll get some good stuff eventually.
Okay, we'll get there.
We promise.
So we're now up to the next part of the set. So this is where we start referencing other companies in that period. So we have 17 cards in this set. It's called The Competition. We have a green and black design within this, and you kind of have names of that era from the competitions, either WCW or ECW. No kind of 80s sorts of names within here. At least the people within this set were kind of prevalent in the 90s. There is one that kind of sticks out a little bit, but nonetheless, what do you guys think of the design on this one and also the names in this list? So, I guess we start off with Bam Bam Bigelow and Fit Finlay. So the two biggest names to cross over to WCW. And then we go to the bigger names like the NWO. But yeah, what do you guys initially think of the design of these?
Go on, Chris.
Yeah, I feel the same. Just sucks. Just not good.
It's just
boring.
Not good.
I don't mind the checklist. This I haven't really got any issues with the people amongst the checklist, other than it's missing the higher profile people. But yeah, it just stinks. Does anyone else think any differently? I don't know.
No, I think the only thing that I find hideous is that you've got Rick Rude without his mustache, which looks a little bit hideous.
That's so
which is such a weird era of Rick Rude to take when he was doing DX stuff and that anyway, where you could have used him for something else.
I'm sure he had a mustache during that point, didn't he?
Yeah.
In WCW?
Did he not? I feel like I'm sure he did.
I mean, when he comes back with DX, he had a mustache, didn't he?
Yeah, but
then he
WCW.
left to go to WCW, didn't he? Left WWE.
So when he had the gold belt, because he had the big gold belt, didn't he? So he did have the mustache. I can see him. I'm just looking up a photograph of him with the US belt, and he did have a mustache. There is one.
Give us the mustache.
There is one picture without him with the mustache.
What's the one that Topps have used?
This is a question. The WCW on the top left-hand corner of that card.
Yeah.
What era is that WCW
Let's have
from?
a look again.
That's like mid-90s Nitro logo.
Let's have a look. I can't really see it, but yeah, it looks like mid-90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought the logo, the Nitro logo for me is this.
For me, it's the silvery floor
No,
kind of one.
it's like that.
That's
That's
Nitro.
what they've done, yeah. That's what
But
they've
that's
done,
not
yeah.
that.
They've it's the same WCW. It just
Okay,
in
it's just
white
different
rather than
colour.
red.
Okay, cool.
But
All
when
right,
you
yeah,
think of WCW in the 90s, you think of Nitro. So I would have preferred to see the Nitro. Do you know what I mean? Like, more like that. Whereas what you're actually seeing is more early 90s.
Like your
And then it
Turner
doesn't go
90s.
with the talent on the fucking card. Oh, yeah.
I tell you what it's missing. Underneath it, World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
They've done
mean?
it with
Like,
ECW.
huh?
They've done it with ECW. They've got Extreme Championship Wrestling under that.
One-
So
Yeah. Like, I remember a lot of the time seeing WCW World Championship Wrestling as like a staple. Like, I know it's just the logo as well, but that for me is what I remember. So, whatever. And I don't remember it being yellow that much or gold. I remember it more so being
Silver
red.
or red, yeah.
But hey.
But I think, again, going back to kind of if you could trim this down a little bit, the competition would work if you actually had some images of the guys when they jump back and forth. So if you had Eddie Guerrero the night he debuted, or, you know, when the Dudleys first came in, or when Hogan first went, like if you kind of did those things, it'd be a much more beneficial set, wouldn't it, really? And you could have the same guys you've already got, just a bit more thought behind it.
The NWO one is the three main guys. Do that from Bash at the Beach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Have Topps ever done that?
They did for...
Like, as in a WWE set? Have they ever done...
Not for anything good. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've had stuff in, like, the 10 years ago within the Hulk set there. But they weren't done very well.
Okay.
No. But you could do that same checklist with these guys, couldn't you, when they went between the two? So,
Yeah.
very, very strange. But yeah, I think just, again, that cash grab does come into mind. But yeah, just very much, and again, the images don't necessarily match their gimmicks at that time either. So the NWO shot is actually them when they're back in 02 rather than 90s. So it is a bit strange. But yeah, so a bit more thought. You could probably have a really great set with a bit more thought behind it. Up next is Undisputed Champions. So this is all the 90s champs chronologically. So you start off at the very top of the 90s with Hogan, and then you work through until you get to Triple H, who saw the 90s out, basically. There are some omissions throughout this set, as you can expect. Obviously, mentioned there's no Foley within this, no Ric Flair. They've done this before. They've done it in previous top sets historically a long time ago. They went through this. It's a great idea, but to do it, you need all the champs there. Otherwise, there's no point in kind of doing it, really. Design-wise, though, we have got that kind of 90s arcade right in at the very top. And then we do have an image with them actually with the actual belt they were holding, which is actually quite a nice nod. Because we've seen this before where they've just got random belts with them that don't match up with what they show. But yeah, pretty cool. And nice to see like the Kane with the big eagle belt there as well.
Doesn't The Rock have the IC title in this?
Oh, mate, he
So
does.
just to shit all over what you just said.
No, I didn't even realise, yeah. And it's not even, it's Rocky Maivia, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus.
Well, he was the undisputed intercontinental champion, must have been.
Yeah, but it don't match up to the rest of the set, does it? That's ridiculous.
No.
But
I'd say the biggest chases are the autograph version of these.
Yeah, have you seen the one-on-one's been listed for Bret Hart today? 1,200, I think it is.
I've seen a lot of Diesel's
Some
autographs.
Shawn Michaels ones, yeah. I like this one. This is one of my favourite designs.
We told you something good was coming.
Yeah, that's it. And when you get the numbered ones, they look pretty good as well. I think the gold goes well, being gold.
Jamie's pissed off. He's like, why has The Rock got that fucking...
I'm pissed off at that, yeah. That's
Sorry, Jamie, I'm sorry.
No, it's not you, is it? It's just, again, it's that effort, isn't it? It's like they've gone through all this effort to get photos of these guys with the belts they had, And then you could have done Rock 99 easily, and then you've gone for Rocky Maivia Nation with the IC belt. I just it blows my mind. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I do. I think the thing is, obviously, they are going for that kind of arcade feel.
I think that's why I like them, yeah.
They've done the 16-bit graphics of that. Do you think they could have done that even further and made it more 16-bit?
Or made the champion a bit like AEW 16 bits. Do you know what I mean? Is that too much copying, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they've definitely tried to do something similar, haven't they, with that, really? But yeah, I think you're right. The autos look pretty cool, and they are starting to surface. I think once they do land, I think the previews showed them kind of on card, didn't they, for the Triple H and Rock? Whether or not that actually is, we'll see.
I've got my eye on an auto that I'm probably going to try and go for that finishes very soon. So hopefully something I can add to the PC.
Nice. So we'll move on to the next set. So this is, again, a smaller subset within the main base. It's called Greatest Gimmicks. Different take on the Mercurial Talents that we had earlier on. This is all the kind of weird gimmicks that we had within the set. So this is where you get your Repo Man, the Red Roosters, your Papa Shango, Brother Love, and their different versions of them. The design itself kind of gives you a Windows 95 feel. So you've got the pop-up window, a little CD-ROM, and you've got kind of a pixely background. And you got them in a pop-up window with a normal picture. Does what it says on the tin. At least these are 90s gimmicks, unless there's something here that really sticks out. But they do at least kind of represent the 90s as such, really.
I'm going to be a bit graphic at the minute, but the way I envision that this happened in Topps is that they were sat round a table. The majority of them were sat around a table. And they said, right, we need this. We've got, the greatest gimmicks to do. And they said, oh, where's Sean? And he's in the corner having the best wank of his life. And he just turns back and goes, Windows 95. And they go, Sean, you've done it again. That's how I envision that this happened. And I think it's great. It's my favourite card of the set.
Yeah.
If anything's going to be like a throwback, it's Windows 95.
But it makes you think 90s, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit like the arcade one.
The only way they could have topped it is a DOS prompt.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Black with a little DOS prompt at the top. That would have been a perfect card for me.
The border is a bit weird, being that it's like multicolored. Whereas I think if you make that grey, oh, you've got a winner. You're so
Windows green.
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree. I really like this. This was one of the ones that I'd seen in the previews and had sold me on it, and I'd say it lives up. I think the coloured parallels look pretty cool of this one.
Yeah.
I think what would have topped as well, if they had done this landscape and made it like an old web browser, would have been quite cool as well, to kind of have that sort of feel on it.
I don't know, man.
It's pretty cool.
I like it the way it is. I think it's good. The back's all right as well, Jamie. The backs have got
they're still the same.
They're all right. They got a little something to them. It's just
height, weight, hometown, and move. The same as all of them.
Like the same kind of font or not? Is it?
No, it's all exactly the same. So if I got unscreen channel,
make it computery.
They're all the same.
I thought they made it a bit more computery.
No,
because I saw the stuff at the top. Yeah, it's the best, probably the best set in the base. I love it. It's ridiculous. DOS prompt next time.
Yeah,
give us a DOS.
If they do another one, we'll see how it does. And then we start getting into kind of the more specialist side of things. So the second half of the set, we've now got moments in history. So these are your biggest moments of the 90s. So we've got moments such as Kane's debut, Tyson and Austin, Shawn Michaels winning the belt at WrestleMania 12, DX on the Jeep, and we've also got Yokozuna and Lex Luger, at the naval base. So kind of your big 90s moments in WWF history. Nothing too threatening within here. Nothing that contains people that weren't really in the 90s. What do you guys think of the design on these ones?
Yeah, you've said it there. They all make sense. It's just a shame that the actual design of the card is pants. But the moments and the images used are pretty good. They're not ones that you necessarily see all the time. One that springs to mind is Razor Ramon and 1-2-3 Kid. Because for me, like growing up, that was a massive moment for me growing up. I was like, oh my God, how has the 1-2-3 Kid won this sort of thing? And you don't see that in cards very often. So yeah, but the design is just arse. It's buns.
That's where I started going off in 93. That was kind of my dropping off period.
You were like, fuck
but the
this.
Sean is really, I'm there with the design, especially the wording on the top, the moments in history looks terrible. Yeah. But the Sean, I mean, I'm not a massive Sean fan. I appreciate what he did more now than I did. Like, I was always a Bret Hart guy, but you know, the boy completing his dream kind of thing was that is, you don't often see that on the card, to be honest. And
I got a parallel of that and I've kept it.
Yeah. Nice. I saw it out of 50 here, that, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So that is actually one of the cards, not the set within the set, but that's one of my favourite cards in the set. I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think for me as well, there's some cool moments in there you wouldn't normally get. I even like the DX Jeep one. Like, actually, it's not that same DX image that you normally see. It's quite like a different angle of it. So, yeah, pretty cool. The only thing I would say is I would like to maybe see these kind of as more limited part, like not hitting as much, because the color parallels look really good. Like that Tyson and Austin that we saw with the red to 5 looks really good, whereas actually the black maybe doesn't set it off as much. But yeah, quite nice to see them as they go through. Up next, we'll mention this in the kind of the config side of thing. These are the superstars, so still technically part of the base. One that really did hit hard kind of with the config side, with some not getting any insets, anything like that. So we'll go into that in a bit more detail, but let's go through the design. I think when we saw the original pictures, this is most people's favourite part of the set when people first saw it appear. So you've kind of got the old, I imagine like the old mini rings is kind of, I can explain it. You used to get the mini rings that Jax used to do with like 8 figures and a tiny little ring kind of figure look. You got kind of a glittery star, and then you got 6 of the biggest names in the 90s within it in that kind of cartoony feel. So we've got Taker, Kane, Austin, Bret Hart, Hogan, Rock, and Triple H within the set. Having it in the flesh, what do you guys think of these as part of the base?
Yeah, filler as far as I'm concerned.
Well, for me, it was, like you said, it was one of the things I was more looking forward to. But then again, as I said earlier, to open 3 boxes and not get one, do you know what I mean? Like, fuck you. I was very glad that Jamie quite kindly sold me one of his ones, because, do you know what I mean? When there's something, it kind of puts my back up now, because I'm like, well, fuck that. I should have got one in my box. Like, even a base version of any of them. So now I'm like, I'm that put off that I'm just like, I've got the one I wanted from Jamie. I'm going to call it at that.
I will say that Purple 75, though, is a Brett pink, isn't it? It does go really nice.
It goes really well, and it's the exact one that I would have chased. So, yeah, the fact that you sold it to me, muchas gracias.
That's fine. I mean, and ultimately, with this superstar stuff, the config is mad. So my first box, I had none. The second box, I had 3 in one pack and 3 in another, and got the full set. And they were actually sequentially like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. It was unbelievable.
It's bums.
So, yeah. And I think at the minute the prices for those are a little bit high, but I think once it tidies up, I think you're about to pick these up fairly easy as any other base.
I think people are listing them higher, but from what I've seen, they are not selling very well for the prices that people want for them. I don't think that they're worth what people think they're worth. I think they're going to drop dramatically.
Don't you think they're like completely like they don't? They're an insert. They don't deserve to be in the base. They've got nothing. It's just so weird having them there. They don't really like. If you're going to have it at the end of the checklist. Don't have them smack bang in the middle of the checklist.
It doesn't go with the rest of it. Has been like photography, images, and then this just, as you said, slap bang in the middle of it. It's a bit weird.
It's strange. It was like, oh, you know, Sean's come up in the corner with a new design. Oh yeah, we'll whack that in as well. Like it didn't make any sense to me. Like,
the strange thing with these as well is that some of the guys in this set, this is the first time they appear in the set too. So, for example, Triple H, he hasn't had any other cards within this set at all until this point. And even guys, I think
he's in the Champions one. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as the kind of, well, at least on the Champions, they've got a little bit more to him. But this is like, again, on the back of this, bog standard, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Like, it's strange that these guys don't appear.
He's in the Superstar. Is it in the Superstars one, isn't it? That Superstars one.
He's in the Champions one.
Champions one, yeah. I'm sure he's in another one, isn't he? One sec. Let me have a look. Anyway, go on. Go on, Jamie.
Yeah, I just thought there's a few guys that this is like their first like actual appearance within the card set when you thought actually they could have appeared much sooner in the set, you know. But yeah, Superstars itself, quite like the design, but again, a bit weird of what we got going on there. The next part of the sets are your tag teams. So these are your 90s tag teams, which again do have your missions because of various reasons. But we do have kind of like some 90s guys, New Age Outlaws, Nasty Boys, Heart Foundation, the Stylers, Demolition, Acolytes, and the like in there. Design-wise, do you guys like this design? Is there anything you would change, or what's your thoughts on them?
Well, for me, it's the colour of the background. It's like you've got the whole set is kind of black background, and then these are like a white grey kind of colour. I don't mind the shots used, the imagery, but the actual card design is buns.
Isn't the back design? And by the way, Jamie, Triple H is all the way through the set, mate.
Oh, is he? I was where is he appears at the front?
He's in the moments like loads, and he's got a Hunter Hearst Helmsley as well in the Mercurial Talents. Whoa, I hate that name, but yeah, like the moments is mostly him, like all lathered up.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I'll take that back in that. Sorry about that.
But it's right. But the isn't the tag teams, the duels, depending on what the parallel is, isn't the background match to it? Have a look for the parallels. We're talking about the tag teams, right?
Yeah.
Tag teams, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they've got different colours.
I haven't seen any. So.
Yeah, like for example, like Farouk and Bradshaw.
I've seen
got like an orange background to it.
So that's the auto, isn't it? Yeah. So the auto. Yeah, because that in the base is like blue background, and then the gold auto is like gold in the background. So yeah, those, and even on the non-auto ones, it is like, I don't know if you can see that Bushwhackers one.
Like promo shots, aren't they?
Yeah, but I thought they.
That's a green to 99.
Yeah.
So that the parallels look, that does make it look a bit nicer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
But yeah, the overall design of it, shit though, it's like bog standard. But it's worth, regardless of it, it's the fact that you're getting dual autographs as part of the set, and that's one of the highlights of the set. You're getting tag team autographs in the set. You don't often get tag teams autographs in Topps.
Yeah,
I get that these are,
we're not really not seen before, but ones we don't see as often. The Steiners, and they're for me one of the main ones. Even Harlem Heat. I know we've seen it a few times with Panini, but not. I've seen the Harlem Heat one come out the most, I think.
Yeah.
Which is actually, I'm just having a look at the auto checklist. So actually, the tag teams, they don't have that many of them either. Actually, to be honest. So
Half of them
obviously,
are
I was just
fucking
wondering if the
dead.
Bushwhackers are on there. Yeah, I was going to say the Bushwhackers don't obviously have a duel, but yeah,
none of
it's
them,
the
so.
smaller set on there. I will say just quickly as well. I think they try to do the same thing with the champs here, where you got some of the guys with the tag belts, and then the others haven't. So it's like they tried to like have them all belted up, but couldn't find shots of the Bushwhackers with
Well,
belts.
did they
like
ever?
that.
I'm not sure they ever won the tag titles in WWF.
That explains it then.
Who's that?
Yeah,
The Bushwhackers.
The
so it's a
Bushwhackers.
shame, but it would have been nice.
No,
I
they didn't.
don't remember seeing them with them. No.
No, they didn't. No,
And
they didn't.
then up next we've got champion versus champion. So these are kind of your big rivalry cards. So you've got Bret and Shawn, Hogan and Warrior, Austin and Rock, and Undertaker and Kane, who I don't think ever did champion versus champion, but nonetheless that's part of that little small subset of cards. Again, the designs, the only one I've got is Shawn and Bret. So it's a picture of Shawn with a belt looking at Bret, and it's a nice image we don't normally see. I don't know if you guys are seeing the others, but yeah, any extra thoughts on these?
No, nothing to add.
Nothing that isn't exactly the same as what I've said. It's good photography, bad card design again for me.
And nice bland back, just telling you on the front you've got Shawn and Bret, on the back it tells you it's Shawn and Bret. So,
I mean, we've mentioned it before that the chase is Undertaker Kane, right? Auto.
yeah, the
1-1.
autos on these.
Well, yeah, which had been hit even before we got our boxes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have appeared the day before. Up next, you've got triple threats. So these are kind of trios that are linked together. So we've got Bret, Michaels, and Diesel, which didn't really interact as such as a trio. And you got Kane, Austin, and Taker, who, yes, are headlined in your house show, but they're not really a triple threat that you would put together. Yeah, again, I don't know. Are these autos? Is there an auto chance with these? Is that the pull?
Yeah, I think there is always of these.
Yeah, so I think that's probably the pull of that. But yeah,
that's probably why they've gone with these weird sort of
triples. But yeah, a little bit of a strange one here. Up next, we've got two stables. So you've got the Nations, you've got Farouk Rock, Carmen Mustafa, and D'Lo Brown. And then you've got X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Triple H for the DX stable. Not much more to say about that. There obviously were more stables in the 90s that you could do, and you could even hark back to kind of your WCW and ECW ones.
Yeah.
But alas, we've just got these two.
So
But
just to have
Xbox
two.
Auto. Oh, go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying it's weird just to have two. It just don't do it.
Yeah. The Xbox Auto hits lots.
Yeah, I've seen
They-
a lot of that.
It does sell quite because it comes with the 1-2-3 kid, so it normally goes for quite a hefty price anyway. But yeah, the Xbox Auto hits in this product a lot.
100%. And I think it's interesting as well that you kind of got those guys. I mean, I'm not sure why. Again, why not have Mark Henry within the stables as well to chuck him on that if it's the full stable? China for the DX one, just a bit strange on the stables, but nonetheless, that's what we have there. And then we round up the set with Behind the Curtain. So this is very much filler. So you've got Doc Hendricks, Gerald Briscoe, Jerry Lawler, Gene Oakland, Guerrero Monsoon, and Pat Patterson. And then you kind of get to the bottom of this. We've got Lawrence Taylor just in there because he worked behind the curtain quite a bit, you see. So no better place to put him within the set rather than behind the curtain. So design wise, pretty 90s, quite a cool design in some ways with the yellow background, kind of the star kind of shape, I guess.
But it just looks so out of place. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I hate the design, but I can see what you're saying. But when the rest of the set looks the way it does, these just, I think they're the worst of the worst in here.
This has been ridiculed the most as being the worst card.
Yeah, I just think they're crap.
And I've seen so many. These hit, the base hit so much of this card. The numbered parallels hit this. I'm sick of seeing it, to be honest. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But
So my gut tells me that these were probably added in last to fill in people who may not have been in the set. So where you've had to take out your Foleys or different people within the set, they've had to find things to put in their place. Because a lot of these guys, you're not going to have autos for. There's no Bob with the Brain autos, no Pat Patterson autos, there's no, Gorilla Monsoon autos. But obviously you have got your Jerry Kinlaw and Michael Cole appearing within the set, haven't you? Obviously you saw Paulie Dangerously appear. So, what's that? Sorry,
my computer just disconnected. It's fine.
So yeah, I think this is kind of. Could you put some of these guys in the other bit? So could you put Paul Heyman in the competition bit? Could you have put Jerry Lawler somewhere else and mix these guys in? A lot of the stuff is crap. And even Lawrence Taylor, you could put him in the moments bit, couldn't you, in theory?
Yeah.
If you're going to use that image of Lawrence Taylor as well, where you've got Bam Bam Bigelow in the set, just put them together. So it's very strange. So this definitely feels like it's a lot of padding. So yeah. Overall, 173 cards is where it leaves you. I think it's a nice idea on paper. I think overall, actually, had you put more thought and effort in, you could have made it a bit of a home run set. But I think imagery-wise, it's a bit of a miss when it does come to that side of things, unfortunately. Yep. Any other comments on the base? If not, we'll go through some other bits and pieces.
No. Well, I think we've done base and autos, haven't we, really? So
yeah.
What? Oh, did we talk about the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, so let's do the inserts just really quickly. So we've got 2 inserts, which there's no correlation as such as to kind of how many you get in the box because the config is all over the place. I didn't know if there was one a box.
Hall of Fame's case.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So if Hall of Famers do come once a case, then obviously they are going to be a bit more of a chase. They are actual Hall of Famers, so that's quite nice to see them listed within there, except British Bulldog, who isn't a Hall of Famer, obviously, but he appears in this 10-card set. And then we then go to memorable quotes, which, again, is the main quotes from people. 10 superstars within this set. The last person on that part of the checklist is Bubba Ray Dudley, who, other than Get the Table, I don't think of any other memorable quotes related to Bubba Ray Dudley. But yeah, nonetheless, he's down there as one of the most memorable quotes of the 90s, which he used, obviously, that a lot in the 2000s. So yeah, a bit strange. Any thoughts, guys, on these Hall of Fames and memorable quotes at all or not?
I've seen the memorable quotes are terrible. They're just like the way that they're written out. It's. I think they're very throwbacky, Jamie. I can see why you would like them because it's very like Raw Deal kind of. The way that it's done, but I just looked at it, I was like, it's like something that they did recently with like the Deadpool set with quotes on it, and I look at it, I'm just like, but the Hall of Fame card was lovely. I did like it. It looked really nice. The parallels look really nice. I think they should be expensive cards. They are spot on. They're the best Hall of Fame cards I've ever seen made. It's not a very high bar, but it's nice.
Well, at least it's not them in fucking suits.
Yeah.
Topps Chrome did that embedded one this year, and they're all in suits. Oh, there's nothing worse.
They've always been in suits.
Yeah. But yeah, the memorable quotes, like, I don't know, like, for me, like the Bret Hart one, the quote takes up too much of the card. It's massive.
You know what I mean about Raw Deal? It's got that Raw
it's
Deal
almost like
kind of vibe.
So much writing on it.
Yeah.
Not for me.
So, I mean, it's sorry.
I was going to say, have you seen any of those for sale? Like, I haven't seen the prices of the memorable quotes.
There's a Bret Hart, but
eBay.
it's to 10.
Yeah.
It's 125.
I haven't looked for them, to be honest.
But no, I haven't seen any of the others.
No. Okay.
No, either. Fine. So I think that's pretty much where we are with the actual set itself. We've obviously complained a lot kind of about the designer side of things, but Chris, you alluded to a little bit earlier on about the card quality of them. Cardstock is very, very thin. It is wafer thin when it comes to cardstock, like similar to the NXT set we had, the 2.0 set.
Yeah, I would say it's the same as that. Or the Panini Adrenaline
Oh, Adrenaline, yeah,
Which
exactly.
is
A real cheap retail type
real
sets.
cheap, yeah. And if you're going to do that many black cards, I just think you're asking for trouble. Like, I've got a few where the top of it looks like Upper Deck have made it. It's just full of QC issues. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think white chipping is going to be this card set's enemy, especially when it does come to autos as well. I don't get a feeling they are going to grade very well. We've also mentioned a little bit about the balance within a box as well. So, as you say, if you do get a box, you will expect to have multiple packs that repeat one another. So you'll open one pack and then the next pack will be exactly the same.
Well, like I had quite a few packs where it'd be 6 cards in a pack and it'd be free of moments in history, and then it'd be free ECW or WCW. There was lots of that going on. Free and free.
Can we do this as a segue of what did we buy? And I can tell you my story.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't buy any. I didn't buy a box.
So JB's face was just like, huh?
There you go. I don't know the story yet.
It's relevant to this. I didn't buy a box. I was on a break. I was on a dual case break with Card Tricks, and I hit a. I had the Tito Santana spot because I thought it'd be quite funny to hit. I didn't know that he was in your house, and I got a couple of base cards from Tito Santana. Didn't seem like, but I saw Rick, the Steiner, the Steiner brothers dual hit and a Steiner card hit out of like 75. So I was there, like, I knew he's about. I could see Diesel got hit a couple of times. Lex Luger had 3 autographs from it. It's just ridiculous. It was all the meaty boys, Bradshaw and stuff like that. So about a week later, Kaboom did a case, and I picked up the Steiner spot for 25 quid. And I got, so this is one case, right? I got an out of 50 Rick Steiner. So this is the competition, like Rick Steiner. So 35 out of 50. Same case. 38 out of 50. Jules Steiners from the same case. Both out of 50. That just sums up this product. That sums up Topps. What are the chances of that happening in one case? How is that even allowed to happen? Out of all of those autographs they have.
Well. Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? And the same thing happened again. Bradshaw autos, Diesel autos, Xbox autos. All of the, like, meteor boys, as it were. There was a Lex Luger in there as well. All the same thing, all the same kind of thing I saw on Card Tricks. I think it's really bad. Terrible.
I mean, talking about those autos, so as we said at the beginning, like, not all autos have the same numbers. There are definitely guys in here who have got shit tons of stickers compared to others.
Yeah.
And the mad thing is, even guys like, I know we joke about Steve Blackman in the base itself, but Steve Blackman is signing all over this product. He didn't sign fuck all while he was with Panini or Topps. So I was waiting for redemption that never bloody appeared, and now he's got loads of fucking stickers appearing. So Christ knows what's going on. Then people are still waiting for redemptions for Steve Blackman. You know, madness, really.
But that sums up the product.
Yeah.
If you're talking about things that shouldn't happen, and Chris, you were just talking about the same cards back to back to back to back. These came out within 4 boxes of each other, and the serial numbers, there's 6 between them.
3 away, yeah.
Insane.
Not good.
Nope. You might as well do your purchases, boys, and we can wrap it up. Chris?
Yeah.
No, go Jamie first. Jamie.
No, you first.
So
What?
Well, Jamie, finish on your big thing.
Yeah, we'll do it, and then we'll go through. Yeah, we'll go through. We'll go through this. So, yeah, I went for 2. My first box was pretty much a kind of a normal box. So, ran exactly as you expect. Got my 3 numbered. Got my Mark Henry auto to 50, and was obviously relatively okay with that. As we mentioned, the Brett Superstars was a nice card to have, and I would have probably held on to that. I think actually, had that been my main, that would have been like the prize hit. Things got very interesting in my second box. So I started the box, again, configuration is a bit all over the place, as we know. I said earlier on, open one pack, got 3 base exactly the same sequentially, 1, 2, 3, and then got 3 superstars in there, 1, 2, 3. Next pack, again, not the same 3 cards within a pack, but in my other box, I kind of got the same 3 numbers. So repeats, but again, another 3 superstars. So I had the full set of 6 superstars within those 2 packs. We then went through the numbers. I ended up with 4 numbers in this box rather than 3. And then I hit amazing. I got the 1 of 1 IRS autograph, which I couldn't believe. And I said to you boys in the chat, I didn't know at this time if it was a config thing. But I just kind of felt like it was the God box as such. Like having 4 numbered in the first place is a bit weird. You think this last pack's gonna have something big in it. So I couldn't open it for ages because I was like, this is insane. So then when I did that, but then I look at it and think, actually, now knowing kind of how the rest of it's done, this is literally just because the way the whole set has been configured is very strange. Why you'd have those splits seems to be all over the place. But the 1 of 1 RS auto, really, really nice. And I think actually those foil fractors, they do really stand out within the set compared to everything else you see. Just to have that little bit of shine on there, it's unbelievable. And that feeling of having a 1 of 1, you can't ever beat it. I just incredible. My missus told me to just get the fuck on and do it because I was putting off opening the patch. Just fucking do it. And then, so I done it, and then it was done. I opened it up, and it was a really good feeling. So yeah, really chuffed. But it's night and day between the 2 boxes, and it's absolutely insane. Kind of what you would get on there. But yeah, Chris, we can go into a bit more detail on kind of what happened with the stuff afterwards.
Well,
Hang on a second. I don't know anyone who has a mild panic attack before he opens up product. Is mental.
This
anyway,
ain't your first time either, Jamie. You've got previous to this.
You know,
I can't remember what it was, but I remember.
It was the John Cena one, the John Cena set.
That's it.
no.
What did you put in that?
101.
101.
So it's for good reason I get very nervous, but I don't get it with A-Dub though at all. Like
Next
I can rip
time.
A-Dub all day and have no issues. There's something about WWE that makes me
Fake
nervous.
being nervous with AEW and the 1 of 1 gods will bless you. But yeah, my big boy purchase was Jamie's IRS 1 of 1 auto.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. That's why we did it this way. Yeah, it's. I don't really know why I wanted it, but I really wanted it. It was my dad's favorite wrestler when we was growing up. My dad works as a tax consultant or something or other. So like, you know, I mean, I was like 5 or 6, and he would be IRS and I'd be Virgil or someone, and he'd whip my ass. So yeah, in a playful way, not in an actual beating way. So yeah, yeah. Thanks, Jamie. We worked out a deal. I didn't. Yeah, I thought you priced it well. I was happy with it. You were happy with it. Sorted.
Yeah, and ultimately, I think it's gone to the right place. You know, IRS was really before my period, and it fits with you perfectly there. So
That's it.
all good. Obviously, we done some deals with some base. I wanted to try and get as much base, so I cleared you out of all your base other than Jack Glynn and Steve Blackman's that I already had. Funny enough, lots of for some reason.
Fuck.
So yeah, so I've kind of got probably half a base set at this point now. I'm probably not going to top load it. I think it's going to be wasted top loading this.
Binder.
It will just go in a binder or a BCW box like the other stuff did. So yeah, I did wonder if I would pick up more of this, but now knowing what I do know about the config, I'm not going to touch this at all now that I'm done. Nice venture. We've had better Legends sets in the past. I think is kind of the moral there. So
And like I think it was Adam said in our group, he was like, he'd seen the resale price is about 180 to 200. Please, no one pay that amount of money for this, because 99 times out of 100 you're going to be pretty disappointed, I think. And what I said to him was, if you're going to spend 200 quid, go and buy the auto or the numbered card that you actually want from the set, and I promise you'll be a lot happier at the end of it. So,
and most of it's out there. Like
That's it,
at this point, we know it's only been ripped in one wave. If you want a big card, you'll be able to pick them up at this point. just really quick before we do wrap up, deceased wrestlers autos.
That's what, yeah.
Big selling point here was deceased wrestlers. So it was highlighted on the checklist, your Terry Funks, your Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper all feature. Not seen any of this in the wild yet. I have, again, messaged Topps on the live chat, questioned on this, and they kind of, if it's on the checklist, it must exist. I was like, does it though? Like, is this an error on the checklist? Because it's identical to the normal base, has it copied over incorrectly? And I was kind of trying to get that from them. They said, no, it'd just be new old stock. If it's on the list, it means they may have signed before they died. And I did say, well, Piper died in 2015, and you've had plenty of time to get him in a set, and now you suddenly have got him on a checklist. We've had multiple legend sets he could have been in, So anyway, going back and forth, didn't get anywhere with them. They confirmed that if it's on the checklist, it must exist.
It doesn't feel like they would include... Why would you not include that in Topps Chrome or their big sets? Do you know what I mean? Why would you use that for this? It's all a bit 100%. Kabuki-ish. The one thing I would say, though, is that so much of it is still going to be sealed, where people are trying to get the scalper price for it. That, if there is only one of each of these cards, we might not ever see them.
Yeah. But you're quite right. Why not put it in another set? Like, why not put it in Chrome or something like that?
Very strange.
They had no issue. Even like in this last set where we had the Hogan stickers for that WCW theme set. Well, you could use those stickers in that, couldn't you, in theory, if you had them? Anyway, I'm a bit dubious of these, so it's still the big selling point, but none of these have appeared as of yet. So interesting to see what happens there on that side. But I'm going to keep an eye on eBay and just see, especially if Terry Funk comes up, then I will definitely try and hunt that down, but a little bit dubious at this point. So, I think other than that, any final comments, and we do our kind of thumbs up, thumbs down on this one, boys, and then we'll send off for 107.
No comments. We can do the grading. 4.4.
Low mark.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 2.5.
I'm going to go closer to Dave on this. I'm going to go about 4.5. I think it had such high hopes, but actually having it in hand, I feel like what we saw initially didn't live up to what we had in hand in the end. It just feels like it was quickly put out, quickly shipped, and then sadly this is kind of what we've got, a kind of half-assed Legends set. So yeah, very disappointing. Price point was good, but then again, what we have got for the price point matches up, doesn't it, ultimately? I think this would have been better if you had it as a retail set. If you'd done it like you did Supersize and WH Smith and just had random chances, I think you would have a much better feeling of this, and you could just, like you did the old Slam Attack stuff, just buy a box of Slam Attacks for 36 quid and see what you got.
Yeah. Well, even for me, I think I disagree. I think the price is too high, even at 120. I think it should have been £50 to £70 set. Unless you put the two autos in one box, then you can charge 120.
They could have put the cherry on the top and made it print to order as well. Wankers.
It's bastard, don't they? If they do that, we'll see what happens. But mental. But yeah, not good. Okay, so this is our lowest set of the year so far. For good reason. Could have been better, but we are where we are. So I guess next time round it'll be Flagship. I guess we'll be talking whenever that lands in the next month or two. So we'll see you guys for that. Otherwise, thanks for listening. As always, if you want to join the Patreon feed, we have our 3 tiers: free, tier 1 and tier 2. Link is on our Instagram bio. Boys, do you want to say goodbyes and sign off, and we'll finish up for the evening?
Adios.
See you later. Take care. Love you long time.